Welcome. This is Dr. Lucas Shalua with Global Empowerment. And today we're going to talk about learning. Not learning in a classroom, but just general learning in life. Life has a lot of lessons to teach us, and it really matters if we listen or we don't listen. And we all know that since day one we showed up on the planet Earth, we have been learning, and we're going to be learning until when we die, till when we exit. That is one thing which we do throughout our lives. Since when we enter until when we exit, one thing which everybody does is to learn. But the question is, what are you learning and from whom are you learning? You can learn from wrong people, or you can learn in a wrong way. And I'm here today to dialogue with you from what I have learned through my life, the little experience which I have. At least I have lived for more than half a century on this planet Earth. So there's some few nuggets I'm going to give you on learning. So there is a saying which goes like this. You will tell me if it's correct or not, but I find it so valuable in my life. It has helped me a lot. Wise people learn from their own mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. But great people learn from other people's success. Now, if you pause and think about that, there is a lot of wisdom in the whole process of learning. Why do we call these people wise who learn from their own mistakes? Because the entirety of their body has scars, and every scar has a story. You ask them, what happened here? They will tell you a story. What happened here? They will tell you a story. Their whole body is full of scars. They might be disfigured. They might be, some of the members of their bodies are chopped off. They're dismembered. They have lost probably their limbs, or they have lost their eyes, and they've got a story, and they have wisened up through the brutality of the learning process. And in that process, they became wise. And listen to them. Listen to them because they are wise. And we say, these guys have become wise at a cost. It has costed them a lot to learn that lesson. My question to you is this: do you want to pay the same cost they paid? Probably not. Do you also want to lose your eye, lose your feet, have scars everywhere your body, be disfigured in order to learn what they have learned? Probably not. So you want to be wiser than the wise. So who do you become? You become smart. So how do smart people learn? Smart people learn from other people's mistakes, In other words, they do not repeat the mistakes that others have committed. Which I think that is very wise, don't you think so? I would rather sit down at the feet of the wise people and take notes all the way they have learned through a rough way. And they will tell me their stories of what to do and what not to do because they have first-hand experience. These are good teachers. These are good teachers. They will tell you, don't do this. I did this and I got punished. Don't go there. I went there and I got punished. So I will benefit from them. They will pass that information, which is very valuable to me, without me repeating their experience. So it is less costly. If I want to be wise, like the wise people, learn like the wise people, it means I have to commit all the mistakes I have committed in order to learn. If I want to be smarter, it's going to be a little cheaper. I will sit down at their feet and I will learn. I will listen to them and I will apply all that they have taught me. But I will end up being smart. But great people learn differently. How do great people learn? They learn from other people's success. Now you ask yourself, why do you say learning from other people's success? To become successful, these people have gone through ups and downs. They are wise and they are smart. And now they have become great. So it will eliminate my time to make the mistakes by myself or to repeat the mistakes others have done. And people who we call them smart, sometimes they are not great because that is what they are. They are smart. They have not succeeded to the greatest extent to become great because they don't have that recipe. They don't have those secrets. So who do I learn from? I would rather learn from a great person because they have that secret ingredient of being great. They know what is success. They have embodied the success itself. So if I sit down at their feet, they will give me a shortcut of how to reach to the summit. They will give me the secret formula of how to reach to the summit, of how to get to the top, how to get to the top. These are the people I want to surround myself with in my life. These are the giants. These are the people that they have demonstrable result. We can look at the result and we can say, this is the kind of result that I want in my life. How did you get there? There are those who point you to a place they themselves have never been. Like travel agencies. When you're buying a vacation ticket, they will tell you of these great places and all the experiences that you're going to get in these great places. Unfortunately, they have never been there. They've just been told about those places. But if I talk to the person who has been in that place, if he has been to those mountains, and I listen to that person who has hiked that mountain, who has been in that particular beach, who has traveled that road, he will tell me how to get there and what to expect and how he jumped all the hoops. I will rather learn from great people because they know how to survive. They know how to win. They know how to win again and again and again until when they become great. Wise people learn from their own mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. But the great people learn from other people's success. Do you learn from failures or do you learn from success? Do you learn how not to fail or do you learn how to succeed? These are two different things. There are those who focus. They put most of their focus on how not to fail. I don't think that's the way to learn. There is a portion of that, but I would rather learn how to succeed. And once I have succeeded and I am great, then teach me how not to fail. Okay? But I am on my way up. If you are on your way up, you want to learn how to get to the top, not how to fall. Not how not to fall. Once you get to the summit, you now want to learn how to remain there at the summit. Has it changed your perspective of learning? There are so many ways of learning, but there is hacking the learning. And to me, this principle has helped me to hack my learning. I now learn very quickly because I look at somebody who is at the top, and those are the people I listen. If you haven't yet reached at the top, I won't pay much attention to what you say because you haven't reached the top in this particular thing. But if you are at the top, you are great. I will listen. I will learn from you. I will knock at your door and I will say, please, what is the secret to get to the top? In everything which I do, if there is any new thing which I have to learn, I learn from those people who are at the top. What about you? How do you learn? How do you learn? Do you know the implication this principle has in life? You cannot take a strong opinion from somebody who has never been there. I remember when I finished high school and I was contemplating whether to go to college or not to go to college. And I always tell this story. My late brother, Paul, he was already at the university by then. And we were a bunch of us high schoolers, people who have just graduated high school, and we were feeding into each other that we don't have to go to college. You don't have to go to college. And we believed each other because we didn't know better. We were all high schoolers and we were hanging together all the time. So I had already made up my mind that I'm not going to go to college. So I met my brother. He came for a holiday and we were talking, and I still remember that day very vividly. we were walking on this street. I don't remember where we were going, but I still remember the street and even the corner where I was telling him that I think that I'm not cut for college. And he asked me why, and I told him. And this is what he told me. He said, "Who do you want to be?" I told him what I want to do in my life. He knew exactly, because I was very clear since when I was a kid of what I really wanted to do in my life. Then he asked me, "Do you want to be a big fish in a small pond, or do you want to be an average fish, but you are in the ocean?" And by then I didn't understand. And I asked him again, "What do you mean?" He said, "You want to be a doctor. How are you going to be a doctor without going to the university, to the medical school? How?" And I had all these ways of being a doctor without going to a medical school. Can you imagine? So because he was in the college, he could tell me about college, about the experience in college, the professors and the training and the benefit of having that medical degree. And I cherish until today that I talked to him and not to my buddies who were all high school graduates. We didn't know better. Okay? That was an eye-opener to me. You don't want to talk about college with people who have never gone to college. If that is your goal, you want to go to college, talk to people who have finished college. If your goal is to become a successful entrepreneur, talk to people who are successful entrepreneurs, not the wannabes, not people who have tried and failed. They will show you how difficult it is to become successful. We don't learn from failures. We learn from people who are successful. In every aspect of our lives, we want to learn from people who have proven themselves that they are capable of giving us what we really need to know. There is a lot of negative information out there. People who don't know what they're talking about. With social media these days, with everybody doing what I'm doing, sometimes we need to be careful. We have to be analytical. We have to have a way to learn, a philosophy to learn. My philosophy is, for you to teach me something, you've got to be at the top. Then I will learn from you. If you are struggling like me, probably you are wasting my time. Probably you will discourage me. Probably you are misinformed. You will also misinform me. So I will learn from those who are at the top if there is a goal that I have to achieve. Tell me about that principle. What do you think? Do you think it is too radical? Do you think it is fair? Do you think it is worth it applying in life? Well, let me know. Call me, DM me, text me, and let me know. Email me. I'll be glad to take your comments. And probably in the next episode, I will modify what I'm saying. But it has helped me a lot. When I was learning business, I had to learn from the top. When I was learning to do software writing, I had to learn from people who were at the top, who have already done it and they have demonstrated result. Those are the people who I listen, not people who went halfway and they fail and they quit it. No, I don't learn from them. They will teach me how to fail. They will teach me how to quit. I learn from the greatest of all the time. If you want to be a giant, learn from giants. If you want to be a gig, learn from the gigs. Thank you so very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day and wonderful learning. This is Dr. Shalua, your host. Thank you so very much.